Hi, this is Rudy Jones of PamelaStateBaseball.com. Welcome to the South Carolina College Baseball Recap for Friday, May the 15th. I've been having some computer problems, so I may cut this shorter. It may cut off shorter than its own. It's just got an issue. I don't know what it is. Can't get it resolved. But anyway, let's take a look at what happened in college baseball in South Carolina on Friday night. There were 12 games involving state teams, 10 of them involving state D1 teams, and we'll start there. Down in Lafayette, Louisiana, Flukey struck out 5 and allowed 2 hits in 4 innings, and Darren Horn struck out 9 and allowed 2 hits in 5 innings as number 20 Coastal Carolina shut out Louisiana 6-0 to even that Sun Belt Conference Series at 1 win apiece. Chanticleers improved to 36-18 overall, 21-8 in the Sun Belt. Louisiana fell to 33-21 and 15-14. I'm sure the Coastal folks are thrilled to see Cameron Flukey go kind of extend things a little bit. He's missed most of the regular season with an arm issue, so it's great to see he's getting back into form, it looks like. Chants remain in a first-place tie with Southern Mississippi, who beat Georgia Southern 10-1 on Friday night. If one of those teams wins and the other loses on Saturday, that team will be the regular season champ. If they finish tied, I'm not sure what the tiebreaker is, but I'll share it with you when I find out. Down in Birmingham, Ben Timblin had 2 singles, a triple, and 2 home runs, driving to 7 runs. And Wofford beat Samford by a score of 8-6 in the Southern Conference Series, even in that series at 1 win apiece. The Terriers are 34-19, 12-8 in the SoCon. Samford fell to 27-24 and 11-9. Pitcher Cullen Condon went 7 innings and struck out 9 for the Terriers and got the win. Up in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning and handed Clemson a heartbreaking 2-1 loss. The Tigers had a 1-0 lead and it allowed 2 hits going in the bottom of the 9th. Ethan Ball hit a fly ball to deep right field. Jackson Moore was able to bring it in the ballpark, keep it from going out. May have just hit the top of the ball, but still a great play, just couldn't quite catch it. Made a double for Ball. Ball went to third on a flyout. Then Nick Licurto followed with a single to tie the game at 1-1. Pete Daniel followed with a single to send Licurto to third. Picture this. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Ball is in the dirt. Daniel breaks for second base. He gets in a rundown, and as Clemson tags him out at first, Licurto comes in to score the winning run. Walk-off win for the Hokies. Tech is now 29-22 overall, 15-14 in the ACC. Clemson 30-25 and 9-20. The 20 losses are the most ever in ACC, or matched the most ever in ACC for Clemson. They did go 16-20 a few years back, but they played 36 games in a COVID-affected schedule. Clemson pitchers struck out 10, including 3 from Ariston Vesey. Jaron Purify had a couple of hits, a walk, and 2 stolen bases for Clemson. Clemson needs to win tomorrow, or there's a chance they could finish as the 16th seed in the conference for the ACC tournament. They play one of the better seeded teams in the first round. Again, but if Duke loses, Clemson's in no matter what they do. Clemson's in 15th place. Sam Dansky up in Lexington, Virginia, just up the road from Blacksburg. Sam Dansky's homered tied the score in the 9th inning, and the Citadel scored 3 runs in the 10th and clinched a series win over VMI by a score of 7-4. Michael Gibson was strong in relief for the Bulldogs, who are now 29-24, 10-10 in the SoCon. VMI fell to 28-25 and 3-17. Also, Zach Hunt had 3 hits, drove in 4 runs for the Bulldogs. Christian Stratus also homered for the Citadel. Moving on. Let's see, did I give the records? 29-24, 10-10. I did give the records. Up in Nashville, Vanderbilt scored 6 runs in the first inning and is about an ugly performance you can see. But South Carolina rallied back and tried to get back in the game, but lost to Vanderbilt 9-5. It was the 11th straight loss for the Gamecocks. Vanderbilt's now 31-24 overall, 13-16 in the SEC. Carolina's 22-33, 7-22. Each loss sets a new school record, but some relatively decent news with Missouri's 11-6 loss to Texas on Friday night. South Carolina's assured of finishing 15th in the conference, so they won't finish 16th. They were picked to finish 15th, so they were held serve, I guess you could say. For the Gamecocks, Luke Uhas had a walk, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Down at Patriots Point, Will Tippett homered and drove in 4 runs as College of Charleston beat William & Mary to clinch the series win. That final score was 8-5. Braden Smith was 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBI for the College. which is now 27-26 overall, 17-12 in the Coastal Athletic Association. Bill and Mary Fielder 21-31 and 12-17. Over in Rock Hill, Colin Crowley and Chaz Grossington drove in 5 runs each, and Winthrop beat Longwood by a score of 23-5 to snap a 5-game Big South Conference losing streak. The Eagles, who fell out of the lead and were going to finish will not finish in first place, are now 32-22 overall, 14-9 in the Big South. Longwood is 29-23 and 11-12. For Winthrop, Luke Earnhardt went the first 5 2/3 innings. He allowed a run and struck out 8. Also in Division I play, Preston Lucas's bases loaded walk in the 8th inning kept USC Upstate's come back from a 7-0 deficit, and the Spartans held on to beat Northern Kentucky 8-7. His 5th straight win for the Spartans, who are now 28-27. Northern Kentucky fell to 25-27. For Upstate, Malloy Haganey was 3 for 4 with a double, a walk, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Radford broke a tie with 6 runs in the 7th and clinched a series win over Charleston Southern by the score of 12-6. The Highlanders are now 25-23 overall, 12-11 in the Big South. Charleston fell to 28-21 and 12-11. The winner of that series will finish ahead of the other in the Big South Conference Series standings. I should say the winner of that game on Saturday will finish ahead. And finally, that's one more highlight for the Buccaneers, Garrison Burrell had a single, a homer, and scored twice. And in the final game involving a state D1 team, Ryan Cannell's 2-run single gave Gardner Webb the lead. It broke a 5-5 tie, and the Bulldogs held on to beat the Citadel by a score of 11-5 to even their series, 11-6, to even their series at 1 win apiece. Gardner Webb is now 24-30, 9-14 in the Big South. PC fell to 12-43 and 8-15. For the Blue Hose, Cam Mallow was 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. In the NCAA Division II Southeast Regional up in Tigerville, in the first game of the day, an elimination game, North Georgia eliminated Lander by a score of 12-11. The Bearcats had a lead, but North Georgia rallied to catch them late in the game. Zach Coward was 2 for 4 with 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, and an RBI. Lander had a strong finish to the season. They wound up finishing the year at 36-21. North Georgia's 42-15, and they will advance to play a game on Saturday. In the night game there, Francis Marion fell behind 2-0 early and came back to top North Greenville by a score of 6-4 and reached the championship round of the Tigerville portion of the Southeast Regional. The Patriots are now 44-12 overall. North Greenville's 48-11. Ethan McAnally had a 3-run homer for the Patriots in the 7th inning to push a 3-2 lead out to 6-4. North Greenville got a 2-run homer from Josh Folks in the 9th inning to make it closer, but they could not get any closer than that. The Trailblazers will play North Georgia at 2 on Saturday in an elimination game. The winner plays Francis Marion. Francis Marion wins the Saturday night game. They're going on to the super regional portion. If Francis Marion loses on Saturday, no matter who they play, there'll be a Sunday game in Tigerville. In the other part of the Southeast Regional, Wingate eliminated Belmont Abbey 14-10, and host Catawba beat Young Harris 17-5. On Saturday, Wingate and Young Harris will play at 2, and the winner advances to play Catawba at 6, much like the North Greenville Tigerville portion of it. How about in the ACC? Number 3, Georgia Tech beat Boston College 14-1 and wrapped up the regular season championship for the ACC. Number 2, North Carolina clubbed NC State 17-7. Number 11, Florida State hammered Miami 11-1. Louisville beat Virginia 12-2. Notre Dame evened its series with Pitt 6-4, and Wake Forest topped Duke 7-2. Cal and Stanford are playing right now. Cal is leading. I will update the final score and the standings when that game is over. How about those ACC standings going into that final game here on Friday? Georgia Tech's at 24-5. North Carolina's at 22-7. Florida State's 19-10. BC is at 17-12. Wake Forest at 16-13. Miami and Virginia Tech are at 15-14. Stanford is at 13-15, pending tonight's results. NC State's 13-16. Louisville's 12-17, as is Notre Dame. Pitt is 11-18. Cal is 10-18 going into the game tonight, and Clemson and Duke are currently tied for 15th at 9-20. And as I say, right now the Tigers apparently have the head-to-head tiebreaker. In the SEC, number 4 Georgia picked up a series win at number 5 Auburn 9-7. Number 19 Florida clinched a series win at LSU 11-1. Number 15 Ole Miss evened its series with number 18 Alabama 9-0. Number 10 Texas A&M tied its series with Mississippi State 11-9. Number 12 Arkansas edged Kentucky 5-4. Number 6 Texas took care of Missouri 11-6. Tennessee was leading Oklahoma 5-3 when rain caused suspension of the game in the bottom of the 7th. It will resume Saturday before the scheduled game. How about those SEC standings? Georgia's at 23-6. They've already set a school record for wins in a season, SEC wins. Texas is at 18-10. A&M's at 17-11. Bama is at 17-12, as is Florida. Auburn's at 16-13. So are Mississippi State and Arkansas. Ole Miss is at 15-14. Tennessee's at 14-14. Oklahoma's 13-15. Kentucky and Vanderbilt are at 13-16. LSU is at 9-20. South Carolina's at 7-22. And Missouri's at 6-23. In the Southern Conference, Mercer beat East Tennessee State 9-7, the second straight day they won by that score. And the Bears have a 14-6 record. They're one game ahead, or actually a half game ahead. No, he's still one game ahead of Western Carolina going into the final day of play in the SoCon. Western Carolina, however, has a 13-7 record. They won the head-to-head series over Mercer 3-0. So if Mercer and Western finish tied for the championship, Western will get the top seed for the tournament, which is next week in Greenville. How about the schedule for Saturday? Again, the final day of the regular season for state teams in Division I. Here's what we have. Clemson at Virginia Tech at 1. Northern Kentucky at USC Upstate at 1. Presbyterian at Gardner Webb at 1. Radford at Charleston Southern at 1. The Citadels at VMI at 1. William & Mary's at College of Charleston at 1. South Carolina's at Vanderbilt at 2. Wofford's at Samford at 2. Coastal's at Louisiana at 3, and Longwood is at Winthrop at 6 o'clock. And again, in the D2 playoffs up in Tigerville, North Graham with North Georgia play at 2. The winner plays Francis Marion at 6. And in the other portion of the D2 Southeast Regional over in Salisbury, Young Harris and Wingate play at 2. Catawba and will play the winner of that 2 o'clock game at 6 o'clock. Well, that is it for the recap for Friday, May the 15th, the schedule for Saturday, May the 16th. I hope you've enjoyed what I've been trying to do with college baseball this year with these daily video updates. You can always follow what's going on in college baseball at South Carolina at PalmettoStateBaseball.com, and also keep up with in-game items at the X handle of Palmetto Base. Although Twitter seemed to think I had some kind of spam issue going on tonight because they blocked me about twice or 3 times from being able to post anything for about 15 minutes. But anyway, for now, this is Rudy Jones of PalmettoStateBaseball.com saying thanks for watching and Jesus loves you.